Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. My name is Belis Quetta, and thanks for joining us. Now the news making the headlines. Apostle Suleiman's gift for youth on Valentine's Day. Cabinet reshuffle, new team to meet after Sajid Javid quits. Nigeria's oil exports fall as explosion shorts pipeline. And bad weather, Nigerian wrestlers still stranded in Istanbul. The details of that news comes after the break. Welcome back. On the local scene, Apostle Suleiman's gift for youth on Valentine's Day. In this season of love, the president of Omega Fire Ministries, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, holds a distinct meeting in a timeout session with youths. The apostle, who is known for his relationship coaching and principles, has made the anticipated meeting a must attend. This meeting, slated for Friday, 14 February, holds at the International Worship Center of Omega Fire Ministries by 3 p.m. prompt, and it promises to be outstanding, fabulous, and educative, with the theme, "What is True Love?" For this reason, he urges everyone to make it a date for Friday to get educated on the meaning of true love. And in other stories on the local scene, Omega Fire Ministries in those states marches around Benin City for the sake of peace. Security, which is the priority of every government, has been backward in Nigeria. The increase in the rate of insecurity in Nigeria has triggered interest both at home and abroad. In the quest to create a solution to this menace, various security outfits are introduced by various regions, which include Amotekun in the southwest, Shede Kafasa in the northeast, and the southeast, soon to left theirs as they mean to ensure the security of her citizens. Religious leaders too have taken it to themselves to make sure they continuously declare peace in the country. This was the first seen as the senior pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God engaged in a prayer walk to pray for the nation. After that prayer walk, other churches emulated the prayer walk in various states, but peculiarly to the above was the Peace March in those states, Nigeria, by Omega Fire Ministries, led by the senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries Southern Region 2, Dr. Azebe Azena. He led thousands from his congregation to the streets, marching from the state's headquarters at Aduyawa to the government house in GRA Benin City with the placards reading, "Let there be peace." In a statement before they left the church premises, the clergyman highlighted the need for the march and spoke about the need for Nigerians to unite and always speak good about the nation. Dr. Azena led members of his church to work in for peace and security in the nation. In a brief speech, the governor acknowledged the clergyman for his actions, being a true Nigerian citizen who always puts the nations first and propagating peace in the state instead of being critical. He also said that the state is continually bent on ensuring the safety of our citizens and will take all necessary and lawful actions to ensure that. And now, still in the local news, the Southwest Governor, and IG adopt model for Amotekun. The Southwest Regional Security Operation, codenamed Operation Amotekun, has been adopted by governors of all the states in the Southwest region. It has also received the endorsement of the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu. The Southwest Governors Forum told Adamu in Lagos on Thursday that the development will facilitate efforts at securing local communities. The forum spoke through its chairman and governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, at the Southwest Security Meeting on Community Policing convened at the instance of the RGP. The meeting held on Thursday at the banquet hall of the Lagos State Government in Alausa. At the end of the meeting, the IG and the representatives of each state okayed the framework of the Southwest Regional Security Network, otherwise known as Operation Amotekun. But the initiative will not be run as a regional security operation as initially suggested. It will be state-led efforts, the IG said. The host and governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olu, the gathering was part of an extensive meeting with the police leadership on adopting new strategies and initiatives towards securing lives and property of people in the Southwest. And lastly, on the local scene, Apostle Suleiman takes greater works to Imo State. The heartland of the nation witnessed yet another side of divinity through the senior pastor of Omega Fire Ministries International, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, in his 2020 phenomenal crusade, Greater Works. In the course of the gospel tour over Imo State, Nigeria happens to be his first domestic point of call to demonstrate the outstanding news of God. While admonishing them on what to do when trouble comes, he emphasized that the only way to silence trouble is to trouble trouble, and that can only happen when they remain firm to God's word and enjoy divine backing. Report from our correspondent states that the divine presence that accompanied God's servant to Hero Square agog the multitudes in all readiness, which were provoked hyper deluge of God's grace and glory, recording man-made miracles, signs, wonders, above all, massive harvest of souls to the glory of God. Now, meanwhile, Imo State, Nigeria will never recover from this great impact on their lives for a long time. Also, in the next outreach, the Restoration Apostle takes Greater Works Crusade to London, United Kingdom on the of February 2020. Now, on the foreign scene, cabinet reshuffle, new team to meet after Sajid Javid quits. The details of that news comes after the break.
Overwhelming outburst. You do not need a sign. What you need is a wonder. Wonder is about man. Sign is about God. Greater Works is coming to Belgium. I will be in Antwerp. Be my guest anywhere you meet in Europe.
The 2015-26 February 2020 at Antwerp J. and Van Roos Boekland 191-2020 Antwerp by 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT plus 1.
Mighty manifestation of the move of God. I'm believing God for the glory of the latter house shall be greater than the former.
For updates, please call +32 465 445702 or +32 466 08 1043. Greater Works 2020. Apostle Johnson Suleiman.
I'll see you in Belgium.
Welcome back on the foreign scene now. Boris Johnson's new cabinet will meet for the first time later following a reshuffle that saw Sajid Javid quit his role as Chancellor. The Prime Minister had offered to reappoint Mr. Javid on the condition that he fires his team of aides, a demand rejected by Mr. Javid on Thursday. Rishi Sunak, former Chief Secretary to the Treasury, said he had lots to get on with after replacing Mr. Javid. Andrea Litson and Esther McVeigh are, among others, no longer in government. Both women, along with Mr. Javid, have been among the contenders in the Conservative leadership contest last July that was won by Mr. Johnson. Mr. Javid, who had been due to deliver his first budget in March, said he was left with no option but to resign because no self-respecting minister could accept the Prime Minister's demand. His departure for the cabinet follows rumors of tension between Mr. Javid and the Prime Minister's senior advisor, Dominic Cummings. In his resignation letter, Mr. Javid said, "I believe it is important as leaders that have trusted teams to reflect the character and integrity that would wish to be associated with." And still on the foreign scene, Williams Barr Trump tweets make my job impossible. U.S. Attorney General Williams Barr has said that President Donald Trump undercuts him by tweeting, making it impossible for him to do his job. His criticism on Mr. Trump comes amid intense scrutiny of the Justice Department over the handling of a case involving Roger Stone, a convicted former advisor to the president. The Attorney General had been accused of bowing to presidential pressure. Mr. Barr's comments are a rare sign of annoyance with Mr. Trump. And now on business news, Nigeria's oil exports fall as explosions shorts pipeline. The details of that news comes right after the break.
Love is life. The beauty of true love lies in you. Enjoy the vibes. It's time to step out of infatuated love and grab the knowledge to operate on what true love is. Youth Time Out with Apostle Johnson Suleiman, 14th February 2020 by 3 p.m. at the International Worship Center of Omega Fire Ministries, Bauchi State, Nigeria. For inquiry, call 080-646-46180 or 081-660-86564. Be there.
Now welcome back on business news. The nation's oil exports have suffered a setback as an oil pipeline explosion forced the Nigerian Agip Oil Company, a subsidiary of ENI, to close a pipeline feeding the Brass Oil Export Terminal. Reports came on Thursday that the explosion on Monday was caused by vandalism, quoting the head of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Bayelsa State, Christina Abiakam Amamo. The leakage aftermath of the explosion have been contained, she was quoted as saying, adding that a suspect had been arrested. An ENI spokeswoman was quoted as saying on Thursday that the pipeline was in a minor field and flow on the line that had been halted for repair work. She however said the incident had a minimal impact on production, with the brass export line still running. The line transports crude to Brass Oil Export Terminal, which industry analysis of the FGE said was expected to export around 90,000 barrels per day in February. In a related development, Wood Mackenzie has said the cost increase and uncertainty in Nigeria's crucial energy sector could lead to a 35% decline in oil output over 10 years as companies delay investments in key outfields. And from other stories on the world of business, stock markets down 95 billion naira on sale pressure. Activities on the Nigerian bourse of Thursday reversed Wednesday's positive sentiment with a loss of 95 billion naira in market capitalization following profit taking a Bellwell stock. Consequently, the market bet closed negative, recording 3 gainers against 9 losers. Now, meanwhile, a turnover of 44.4 million shares exchanged in 1,090 deals was recorded in the day's trading. The payment sub-sector was the most active, measured by turnover volumes, with 18.9 million shares exchanged by investors in 471 deals. And also, volumes in the subsector was largely driven by activities in the shares of Access Bank PLC and MTN Nigeria PLC. Also, the banking subsector boosted by the activities in the shares of Sterling Bank PLC and Wema Bank PLC followed with a turnover of 3.9 million shares in 113 deals. Coming up next is news from the world of sports. Don't go anywhere. The details come after the break.
I'm coming for the greatest event of all time. Do you live in North London, South East, Birmingham, Leeds, Oxford, you live in Chelsea area? God is set to change your life.
I saw that you came to this world too.
He that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do. It's a season of greater glory and greater works. We're going to see God's move and God's grace as we come to London.
Life only gives you interest on your investment.
18th and 19th February 2020 at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Venue, the Lighthouse, 262-274, CARMEL, London, SE5 4DE. For updates, please call.
Be my guest as I come to the UK.
Welcome back on Sports News now. Bad weather, Nigerian wrestlers still stranded in Istanbul. For the third day, the Nigerian wrestling team failed to leave Istanbul, where they have been stranded due to bad weather conditions in Lagos. The team represented their countries at the African Wrestling Championship in Algiers, where they won 14 medals. The delegation, comprising 15 wrestlers and 5 officials, left Algiers to Istanbul before they would fly to Lagos. But they have been unable to travel out of the Turkish capital because of bad weather. This caused the flight to be cancelled and rescheduled for Wednesday. They also had another delay on Wednesday after weather conditions in Lagos failed to improve, which forced them to reschedule it for Thursday. President of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, Daniel Igali, in a chat with our correspondent on Wednesday, said he had instructed the delegation to look at the option of traveling to Abuja if the weather still persists on Thursday. And also from sports news, CAF in disarray, audit reveals. Football's governing body in Africa has been shown to be in a state of disarray, and audit has revealed. The investigation into the Confederation of Africa's Football questioned the body's accounting, its governance, and its payments. Amongst other details, the audit carried out by PricewaterhouseCoopers found that CAF's accounting was unreliable and not trustworthy. Some 35 of 40 large payments totaling $8.3 million were unusual or had little or no supporting documentation. CAF is understaffed with an overworked and demotivated workforce. CAF's presidential office was directly involved in the controversial decision to employ a tactical steel and little-known gym equipment manufacturer to become a key supplier of sportswear. The audit highlighted transactions totaling more than $20 million, which either have little or no supporting documentation or were considered higher risk. One area the PwC audit suggested further investigating was the role played by CAF's president Ahmad in his attaché, Loic Geran, others like in the deal with the French company Tactical Steel. The company's financial dealing with CAF were described as highly suspicious. Ahmad has also strenuously denied any wrongdoings with regards to this case. And that's the size of the news on Celebration Television News Desk. But before we get the recap of the news, let's head to see the weekend fixtures. challenging games is going to be this weekend in the world of football. If you're just joining us, here is a recap of the news making the headlines. Apostle Suleiman's gift for youths on Valentine's Day. Cabinet reshuffle, meeting to meet after Sajid Jabri quits. Nigeria's oil exports fall as explosion shocks pipeline. And bad weather, Nigerian wrestlers still stranded in Istanbul. Also, you can follow us on all our social media platforms to get details of our programs and other news stories. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, we are at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it is Celebration TV. Have a nice weekend. My name is Dennis Quetta.